Hey, this is Chris at Straight Out of Camera Science, and today I wanted to go over the basic equipment involved in using your flash off camera. There are two main types of lights that you can use. The first is going to be your basic speed light, and the other is going to be a strobe. The first thing we need to consider when using the flash off camera is how you're going to trigger it. One of the oldest ways to do this is with a flash sync cord. This particular one plugs into the hot shoe. As you can see though, it doesn't give you a whole lot of distance. Most cameras will also have a PC sync cord, which you can use to plug into strobes. But again, in a studio or outside, this isn't ideal because you're going to have cables to trip over, and some strobes actually send the high voltage signal that can damage your camera. The next way is going to be with a trigger and receiver. These are old Pocket Wizards that I used to use with my basic strobes. One unit goes into the top of the camera, and then the other one is going to plug in via the sync cable to either your strobe or your flash. The downside of these is that they don't allow you to control the flash power from the transmitter or the trigger, so you have to manually adjust the power every time you want to make a change. I did this for a long time and it's kind of a pain, and don't really recommend it. The advantage of these is that they work from 1,200 feet, so if you need a long range, they're definitely handy to have around. If you already have a flash for your camera, you can use a trigger and a receiver. So this is the Godox receiver, and then one is going to go onto your flash unit, and then the other one is going to go onto your camera. So this adds the advantage of being able to control the flash power directly from the top of the camera. But the downside is now you have two extra pieces, two sets of batteries, and extra things that you need to worry about. The newer flashes, this is the Godox TT685, actually have the receivers built in, and they can also function as transmitters themselves. So if you have one of these to use off camera, you just use the trigger that's on top of the camera to control the power, or you can actually put this flash unit on top of your camera and use that flash and control other flashes at the same time. The beauty of these transmitters is that they control both the speed lights and the strobes from the same line, so that you can use these at the same time, or if you start with a speed light and later upgrade to a strobe, you don't need to buy new triggers. So once we have the flash firing off camera, you're going to need something to hold the flash and then also something to modify the light. There are all kinds of brackets that you can use where the flash clips in and then you put it on a stand and there's a holder and things like that. But the biggest downside to these systems is that they all put the pressure on the hot shoe. So if you're adding a big box or you have something hanging off the flash, or if the stand gets tipped over and you drop it, you're probably going to crack the hot shoe mount right off the flash. This is the Godox S bracket, which is one of the best inventions for off-camera flash. And basically your speed light is just going to clip into the bracket, and you're going to tighten it down. And then you can add an umbrella in the slot below, or the front takes any Bowens S mount modifiers that you either purchase or already have. Once you have a way to mount the flash, you're going to need a stand to put it on, or a boom pole for your assistant to hold. Once you have the flash set up and firing off camera, you're probably going to want a modifier to change the quality of the light. There are all different kinds of modifiers that you can use. Standard 7-inch reflector, umbrellas, really big umbrellas, beauty dishes, soft boxes, strip boxes, and octaboxes. There are even modifiers for your modifiers. Grids, more grids, deflector plates, diffusers. You can even change the color of your flash with gels. So now that we've got the flash firing off the camera with a modifier to change the light, we're going to need a way to measure the flash output. There are three basic ways that we can do this. The first is to eyeball using the back of your camera. The second is with a light meter. And my favorite and the cheapest method is to use a gray card and the histogram on the back of your camera. The good news is you don't need to buy all this equipment to get started. All you need is a trigger for your flash, a system to hold your flash, a basic modifier, and a gray card to measure your light. The basic trigger is about $40. There are 4 different flash options that you can use, ranging from about $70 to $170. The S bracket is $25. This particular umbrella was about $29, and stands are going to range anywhere from $30 to $100. So for about $200 you can get started with off-camera flash. Stay tuned for the upcoming videos, and we're going to be using this basic setup to show you exactly what it can do.